This is how to remove a rounded out 12-point bolt with our GripEdge Socket Extractor. First, you want to make sure you get it fully hammered onto the bolt you're removing. It is a straight cut non-taper design, and this is also going to give you bi-directional control. So once we hammer this on, now we can switch over to a 1/2-inch breaker bar. These are also impact rated, so you could use a 1/2-inch impact, or they are dual drive, so that you could actually use a 3/4-inch impact and a socket if you need to break this loose, or a 3/4-inch breaker bar. So with this smaller breaker bar, I was not able to break this 12-point bolt loose. So now we're going to actually switch over to a longer breaker bar that we have. So this one I believe was around 28 inches long. I'm not sure the exact size of this first breaker bar, but I think this next breaker bar is around 36 inches long, which is going to allow us to apply more leverage to this bolt. I wasn't able to apply heat to this, which in this situation, you would probably want to apply heat to this bolt. But we're going to use this longer breaker bar here, make sure we get it into this extractor. And when I first started pushing down, this bolt was not budging. All the breaker bar was doing was just flexing, but finally the bolt was starting to budge and it was starting to crack loose. It also had Loctite on it, so we weren't out of the woodworks yet. So now we're gonna reposition this breaker bar, get more leverage, and it still wasn't easy. I still had to push down. This breaker bar was flexing a decent amount, and we were finally able to crack this bolt loose enough. Then now I can switch over to a 1/2-inch ratchet here. So we cracked it loose. Now we can use the 1/2-inch ratchet, get this bolt out of here, and then you could replace it with a brand new bolt or replace the whole assembly. But now there's another issue. How are you going to get this bolt out of the extractor? Well, we designed a foreign object removal rod. This is our G4 system, GripEdge-Foreign Object Removal System. So you thread this into the back of the socket extractor, grab some pliers, use the same ratchet you're using to loosen it up, and then you can tighten it down and it will push this bolt right out of the extractor, preventing damage from happening to the extractor and making the extraction process simpler and easy. You look at the head of that 12-point bolt, you can see the straight cut grooves it leaves into that bolt, giving you really good engagement. And our GripEdge socket extractor is covered by a lifetime warranty. It goes from 4mm to 25mm on the metric side and from 3/16 to 1 inch on the SAE size.